Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Wednesday, October the 6th market update. On the economic front, the monthly ADP employment report showed an estimated decline by 39,000 in private payrolls, which obviously wasn't too good. The weekly petroleum status report was mixed. It showed a build in oil by 3.1 million barrels, but a drawdown in gasoline by 2.6 million and a drawdown in distillates by 1.1 million. On deck for tomorrow, we'll get the weekly jobless claims. Estimate is 450,000, and that's at 8:30 Eastern time, and also the weekly nat gas report at 10:30 Eastern time. Also, we'll have some chain store sales out, monthly supply, money supply, excuse me, and consumer credit, which I don't watch those quite as closely. The dollar was down. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were up. Light sweet crude futures were up another 41 cents to settle at $83.23 a barrel. And looking at the dollar ETF UUP, obviously lower. West Texas Point Figure Intermediate crude chart here, the light sweet crude futures. It's, printed another box. There's not much change here. Oil's continues to go higher as long as that euro's flying, which it is. So, and again, we've got that price objective way up there at 91. What rate we're going, might get there really soon. Dow closed up 23 points to 10,967. S&P closed pretty much unchanged, 1159. Nasdaq closed down 19 points to 2380, and the Russell closed down 4 points to 685. Dow held up the best, up 0.21%. Only one actually closed up. Nasdaq was the weakest, down 0.80%. Volume for like the IWM and the SPY were actually below average by about 30%, but then the volume in the Qs and the diamonds were actually slightly above average volume. So looking at the Dow, we're still up here, kind of around this trend line I've got drawn, but it held up really well, so it still looks fine. S&P, same thing. This little doji here, pretty much equal buying, selling. We didn't go much of anywhere, but it held up pretty well. Nasdaq, we're struggling here around this 2400, but the MACD's pointed down here a little bit, but overall, though, it held up pretty well. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. It held up pretty well. It was almost halfway to that candle there, so midpoint wasn't too bad. Let's take a look at gold. The GLD obviously just keeps going higher. Silver higher. JGC, the copper ETF, higher. Let's see, Euro FXE also higher. The VIX volatility index still in the wedge, a little bit lower today. Looks at XLF. It looks like to me some of these banks, there's a lot of these banks are starting to look like this possible double bottoms here. So kind of watch these on these financials. I don't know if they're going to finally come off the bottom and they're going to do some buying on these or not. But XLF's looking better here. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator, the NYSE. Right, it's 10.5, so we're still neutral. We're not overbought and we're not oversold down here either. Let's look at the sectors. 5 of the 16 sectors we follow finish in the green. The gold index had the biggest percent gain again today of 1.49%. The semi index was the weakest, down 1.59%. Over to chart watch. So I'm going to bring this one up because Kramer touted it, and usually when he touts it, of course, we usually get a decent run the next day. So plus it looks like it has put in a bottom, and I know they look at charts there all the time. He always acts like that's not important, but they trust me. So this wafer WFR. This Air Method's still looking good. Moved a little bit higher today. XCC, I like this, breaking out higher here. This little energy stock looks good. BAV, I've been in this one since down here somewhere in my personal account. And this, lots of volume, nice move up there and breaking out higher. Could have some resistance here since it's got obviously this wedge here and it's got some resistance, but it could break through it as well. Have to wait and see. MEE breaking out today. CWEI, Clayton Williams Energy breaking out today. Not the most liquid thing in the world, but still looks good anyway. GNK, Genco Shipping breaking out higher. 3M breaking out higher. NSC, I like this North Fork Southern. Wants the railroads here. It's still holding right in here. I mean, it's had some really good volume, and it seems like to me, I mean, it's just a matter of time, and unless the market gets real weak or something, it's just going to break and out and right above the 61 and have a nice breakout day. Swift Energy breaking out higher. HP breaking out, which is Helmick and Payne. This little art looks like it's possibly bottomed here and had a good volume coming in today, so watch for a break higher here, but it looking interesting. Of course, I've been talking about Dress Barn, one of the ones we're in here. Still like this pattern. Think if the market would have been strong enough today, this one probably would have gone out and broke on out above the downtrend line. Stat Oil looks like it's possibly also another. There's quite a few charts looking like they're bottoming here. I mean, this thing's come down and touched, and there was almost a triple here. So nice big breakout today. Bucyrus up against resistance, but looks like it's wanting to break out. Royal Bank of Canada, another one of these. It looks like it's put in a double bottom. So another bank to watch. JB Hunt. This thing's been consolidating in this channel, so if it ever breaks out above 36.50, should have a nice breakout. It did have a flag here, and lots of volume kicked in as it was breaking out of this bull flag. CVGI actually broke out yesterday with some volume, and it looks like it wants to go higher. FMBI, another one of these banks, looks like it's coming off the bottom. Looks like it's put in a bottom. It was channeling and it broke out yesterday, and it looks like it wants to go higher as well. This little Standard Pacific SPF, like the triangle, nice tight little consolidation, little doji string here. Looks like it's ready to go. Dow Chemical, another one looks like it's put in a double bottom, and actually yesterday broke out and then went higher today. Wolverine, similar scenario here. Nice breakout yesterday. Actually, it was earnings higher and went a little higher today. Another one looks good. MBT, I think we've looked at this before. I like the triangle. It actually wound up with a dragonfly type doji today, so they bought it all the way from down here and brought it up. So they're definitely watching this one. Looks like they're wanting in. Rhino. Another pretty tight little consolidation here. I would eventually possibly get clear back up to here. It looks good though. ATPG, another tight little consolidation, probably going to break out higher. Boyd Gaming, another little channel here off the bottom. Looks like it's about ready to break out. Have the channel. And where am I at? HXL. Ascending type pattern. Looks like it's been building this base here for quite a few weeks, and looks like it's also ready to break and go higher. HGR, another one. Looks like it's breaking out. Didn't have good volume today though, so I'd like to see some volume as it breaks over like today's high as it goes higher, but didn't have very good today. We talked about this one the other day. PHIIK. Still like this one if it can break out. Probably what might wait till it takes out this, but it's another one looks like it's putting in a, it's trying to bottom down here and break out. Not a most liquid either. PCL, we already talked about this one. This one looks interesting to go higher. POL holding up really well, had already broke out quite a few days ago, but looks really good. Like this little, I like this Net Logic here. Another one that looks like it, it came in here and broke out above this downtrend line as well. Come back, it's holding this 2650 really well, and I'm not seeing any selling here on this as it's pulling back, so I kind of like this here. Let's take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point figure charts for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. Of course, no changes here. The market really didn't move all that much today, other than kind of slaughtering all the cloud computing names. That was pretty awful. Of course, we had a call in CRM and luckily got out of it early this morning and didn't take much of a hit. Of course, it took a loss, but it wasn't too bad. So all on buy, no changes here, so it's all looking good. All right, so that is it for today. Thanks for watching.